Hey guys, Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. And today I'm here with the June 2019 Christmas Stampathon challenge, and this month we are doing bags and boxes. So what I have done, I've grabbed out some new product out of the holiday catalogue, and we are using the Perfect Parcels die, and this creates this gorgeous little box which I want to show you how to put together, because I know a couple of my customers have looked at it and gone, how does this work? And I've even refined it since I showed it in a class. So I've used the Perfect Parcel die, and I've used 2 of these to make the base of the box. I have used the stitch rectangle dies for the tag, and I have used just the smallest one here. Pop these out of the way. And I have used 2 stamp sets. For the background of the box, I have used the Birch stamps, the Birch background, and for the tag I have used the Making Spirits Bright, and I've just used this 1 sentiment. Now for my original I just used grey granite ink, and I went, that's nice, but you know, we need to jazz it up a bit. So for the other ones I have used our brand new Shimmer White Stampin' Emboss powder. So this is, I'm trying to show you what it looks like in here. It is white embossing powder and super fine glitter. So I'm going to bring this up and slowly turn it, and it is beautiful. It is easy to work with. You can see when it melts, unlike a previous product we had a number of years ago. And I have paired it with the grey granite textured woven 1/2 inch ribbon. So I'm going to pop all of these things to the side. I have 1 more box to make, because the challenge is to make 4 boxes and bags with a tag. So I've got my 3 there. Now I have already pre-cut out of, what colour did I use? I used garden green, and I've used real red. So garden green and real red and grey granite. So I'm going to bring my scrap bit of paper here, and I'll show you how I get great results using a background stamp set. So I just folded in half. This is one that's been used many times before, and my stamp isn't there. That's not good. How can I be missing a whole stamp? That's because it's in my other stamp set. Look at this, real-time crafting. So I have my background stamp. I haven't mounted the sticker or anything like that, because I generally don't use the block with it. So what I'm going to do is pop it faceways up and open my ink pad, and I'm going to give this a nice ink up. Now it doesn't have to be perfect, because we are really just creating the background pattern. So I've inked that up. Now I have already popped adhesive onto this, but it doesn't matter if it gets a bit of ink on it. So I'm going to put it right side down. Now the right side, to me, you can see all the score lines, and there's a tiny bit of embossing. The wrong side, you can't see the score lines so well. So I'm going to pop this down, and then I'm going to bring over the other half of my piece of paper, use my hand in a fist, and just give this a nice bit of pressure. Now this hasn't moved, so you're basically doing this but through the paper, so you don't get extra ink on your hand, and that's the result we get. I will show you again with the other piece. So we'll re-ink. Perfect. And I'm going to pop this the other way. Not too concerned that I just dropped that in, because as I said, we're just getting a background pattern on the outside of our box. So I am still holding with these fingers the cutout piece underneath. So it's not actually moving, but I'm applying pressure to get that really nice impression. And you can see there we've got another nice impression. So then I just use my Stampin' Scrub and my Stampin' Mist and clean that. But I'm not going to bore you with those things today. And before I start dropping things in my ink pad, I'm going to close that up and pop it to the side. So now I'm going to grab my bone folder and we're just going to fold all these score lines. So I will bring my box back here so you can have a reference to what we're looking at here. So just make sure these are done. Now I didn't want to make all of them on screen, otherwise we'd be here forever. Now this little triangle tab here goes up, not in. So everything else is going in except for this triangle tab. And I will show you why when we pop it together. But I love the size of this box. I would use this size, and I do have some under my desk here. I would use this for co-worker gifts, and a great size to pop a couple of chocolates in. Now this will form the sides of our box. So rather than giving it a huge burnish with the bone folder, I'm just giving it a push. And just one more to go. And once you've got the base of this box, you can really make it into anything. And I'm sure, not that I've seen yet, that some amazing demonstrators have done alternative projects with this box. And I look forward to seeing what they come up with, because finding alternative projects is kind of not my forte. I'm more than happy to take what someone else has done in that alternative project and kind of make it my own. Okay, so I've given these ones I'm just pushing, and you'll understand why when we start our construction. Now, this first box I used Tombow glue. I generally don't like using tear and tape, which is this one here. This is Stampin' Up! Tear and Tape for our boxes. I find the Tombow gives you more integrity for it staying together. The problem I had is showing this and putting it together easily was very hard with the Tombow and the drying times. So I will leave that up to you, but I have just used tear and tape. I shall pop off my backing here. So we're going to construct the sides first, the bottom, and then the top. And this would be helpful. Gotcha. Now the tear and tape is just a touch big for these tabs and the way I've adhered it, but what I do is I just bend it back over on the tab so there aren't really any extra bits. Now if anyone is new here to my YouTube channel, the Christmas Stampathon, actually I'll explain that in a second. What I want to show you is there's an extra tab here at the top. So when we're lining up our second piece to our first piece, we're lining up these two score lines. And you can see there is a touch. That's not quite right. You can see there is a touch extra at the top, and that just creates a fold over, so you're not looking into the box. There is just that fold over. Okay, and I am going to bend and burnish this end, and that will help that glue or the tear and tape adhere. And then we do the same with the other end. So the Christmas Stampathon challenge is a challenge with 4 demonstrators. We've got Ruth Trice in the UK, Europe market. We've got Denise Garrison in the US, and a fellow Australian demonstrator, Rosalie Desmond. And we have struggled for years and been friends for a number of years with Christmas. So we devised, why don't we do a challenge where every month we do a card, a box, a tag, whatever it is, and we make multiples of, and that way we're ready for Christmas. And we thought, well, why don't we invite people to come and join us? And that is how the challenge was created. And this is our 2nd year doing the challenge. And there are some prizes at the end. There's a prize pack. And also someone will receive all of our, one each of all the 4 demonstrator projects. Okay, so now we have our box, the outside done, but we can't leave it like that. So at the bottom, we've got the 2 tabs that go in, and the 2 tabs that pop out, we are going to take the backing of this tape. So for every month, just while you watch me take this tape off, for every month you participate, you receive a ticket into the draw. So in November, we will use a randomizer and get a winner. So let me just fold these bits back, so then we're not sticking to places we don't want to. And yeah, it's as easy as that. So in Australia, there'll be 3 winners. In the UK, there will be 2 winners, and the same in the US. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. I am feeling very prepared for Christmas so far. I think the only thing I really have to deal with is gifts for co-workers and customers and friends. That's always sort of my kryptonite, is a gift, because I do like to give out small handmade gift as a gesture of thanks and you're awesome and all of that kind of thing at Christmas. Okay, now that I've unstuck myself here, I say that, and this side has stuck. So what we want to do is we just want to have these 2 bits in the middle, nice and snug, and we want to lightly pat down these tabs, and they will adhere to the flaps. Then what I do, I turn it over while keeping it nice and square, and I use the back side of my bone folder and I burnish the tabs down. Now this is where the wet glue sort of went awry for me, because I couldn't hold it square enough, long enough for the glue to adhere. So this isn't finished. To finish the bottom, we then push in these tabs. Are they going to go in? That is the question. So push in the tabs. So those loops are now on the inside. So we get a completely flat, connected bottom. And what I'm going to do, I do have some chocolates under here from a launch that I had. So we'll see. We'll pop in a Milky Way, Mars bar. What else is going to come out of my bag? Oh, and a pack of the Maltesers are a bit big. Oh, and another Milky Way. Or maybe another 2. Right, so I've got 4 chocolates in there. Might have the Maltesers later. And then to close our box, I'll see if this is too tall. We just push out those triangles. It is too tall. You could also add some shreddy in here to make it just on the bottom to make it a bit better. So I took out one of those Milky Ways, and then what we do to adhere it on the side, I just sort of give these a bit of a push. And what we can do now is we can use our bone folder upside down and make these nice and burnished. Make sure, actually we should do it both sides. And you can do this before you put things in. I'd advise that. That's okay, we'll just work with it as it is for the moment. So you can see the tabs just make that top lovely. And then we just pop through. It's not going to go, because I'm live on camera, it's not going to pop through for me. And they just, the ends pop in, so we get a beautiful closure here. I do just like to support that edge. So we've got a beautiful closure. That is our basic box. And now to dress it up, I'm going to, if I can find it here on my desk, because now I've buried everything, we are going to bring in, this is the Texture Weave Grey Granite ribbon. Make sure there is, okay, untwist it, pop it over. When you order yours, it will have printing on it. I sort of got this as a, when I did a job for Stampin' Up, and the ribbon actually hadn't been released yet. So mine's a clean skin, if you will. So I just tie this in a knot. Now, I do take my time not tying, because as many of you know, my fingers don't work the best. But that's okay, it doesn't matter the speed of it, just matters how long. Now, to get this nice folded over bow, what I do is I pull through one side and hold it, and then I only pull on one side, and that gives you the nice folded over, and all the knot is at the bottom. Now, to add our tag here, I'm going to bring in some of our white baker's twine. I've got ribbon scissors here. Now, I'm going to grab off way too much because I need the length for tying. And I'm just going to pop it. I'm going to use this side because that's going to be easier for threading through the hole in my tag. I'm just going to pop that way. Oh, and I've dropped my tag. So I've just used a small hole punch to get the hole in the corner of the tag. I'm going to try and thread this through. Don't you love real-time crafting here? Okay, got it through, grab it, good job. Got to encourage myself because you guys aren't here crafting with me today. Okay, I'm not too worried that my tag's hanging off. I just want to tie this in a double knot in no particular way. I just want to get it tied on. It doesn't also matter if it's a bit loose. I just want to get it tied, and then I will trim off these long ends. Okay, now hold the two ends, trim these off. Now our Christmas Stampathon group is a Facebook group, so if you look up Christmas Stampathon 2019, you will find us and just ask to join. You can join at any stage and join the fun. We do generally go from the 25th of January, because we do like to honour the date of Christmas. So we go from the 25th of January, and our last challenge ends on, well, it is released on the 25th of October. So then you have all of December, or all of end November and December to get out your gifts and your cards. So I just trimmed up that ribbon to finish off the project. I hope you've enjoyed, and I really look forward to seeing your boxes and bags with tags over at our Facebook group. All the details will be below in the description. Have a wonderful month, and I will catch you in July. Bye.